So the first part of the plant, the root. So what is root? So here there are two types of roots. So already we have discussed about roots. So these roots will grow below the soil and give support for the plant and holds the plant firmly, that means hardly in the soil without failure. So generally there are two types of roots. There are two types of roots. The first one is taproot. The first type of root is taproot, and the second type of root is fibrous root. So children, these are the two types of roots. The first one is taproot and the second one is fibrous root. So let us discuss in detail about each type of root. So let us discuss taproot. What is taproot and how it looks like? So generally taproot means, so children, look at the picture. So in taproot there will be a main root. So in taproot there will be a main root and some thin roots will be grown from the main root. So in this way, so some thin roots will be grown from the main root like branches. So this type of roots are called taproot. So children, look at the picture. In the picture, you are observing the taproot. So if you observe the taproot carefully, there will be a main root in the middle. So that is called main root. And some thin roots will grow from the main roots. So this type of roots are called taproots. And most of the plants, so most of the plants like mango trees, banyan trees, neem trees, hibiscus, mustard. So most of the plant we are observing in our daily life will have taproot system. So this is about taproot, and some examples for the plants having taproot are so hibiscus, and another one is mustard, and also mango tree, neem tree, and rose plant. So most of the plants, that means most of the fruits trees, that means fruits plants, and some vegetable plants, so all contains taproot. So in taproot there will be main root. So there will be main root in the middle, and some thin roots will be grown from the main root just to look like the branches above the tree. So this type of roots are called taproots. So children, next we'll discuss the second type of root, that is fibrous root. The second type of root is fibrous root. Fibrous root. So children, in fibrous roots there will be no main root. So like in taproot, there will be no main root in fibrous root. So here, so many number of tiny roots will be attached to the end of the stem. So this is a soil, and here is the stem of the plant, and so many. So that means a large number of tiny roots will be attached to the end of the stem. So that means it looks like a bunch of small tiny roots, and this bunch of tiny small roots will be attached to the middle of the stem. So this type of roots are called fibrous root, and there will be no main root like in the taproot. So many small roots, that means so many thin roots will be attached to the middle of the stem, that means at the bottom of the stem in the ground. So this looks like a bunch of roots. So this type of roots are called fibrous roots, and the plants having fibrous roots are most of the grass related plants contains fibrous roots. So that means grass plants, and grass related plants means rice plants, wheat plants, maize plants. So all these grass related plants will have these fibrous roots. So we can easily tell whether the plant have fibrous roots or tap roots by just observing its leaf. So here the leaves of these plants will be looks like this long and narrow, and the veins will be like this, and there will be no midrib and side veins. So if any plant has the leaves just like this, that plant will have fibrous root. And if any plant have the leaves like this, that means it has a midrib. That means this midrib represents a main root, and this side veins represents small roots that grows from the main root. So those plants which have this type of leaves will have taproot, and those plants which have the leaves like this will have fibrous root. So we can easily explain whether the plant have fibrous roots or tap roots by just observing its leaves. If any plant have leaves like this, that means midrib and side veins, then that plant will definitely have tap roots. If any plant have leaves like this, the narrow long leaves, and there will be no midrib, and it contains all side veins along its leaf, then this type of plants will have fibrous roots. So here the leaves resembles its roots. So the structure of the leaf resembles the roots here. So that's why there are the two types. These are the two types of roots. So one is a tap root and another one is fibrous roots. And the examples for the tap root are hibiscus, mango tree, banyan tree, and examples for the fibrous roots are grass related plants like rice, wheat, maize. So these are about the types of roots. Functions of the root. Up to now we have discussed different types of roots. Now we are going to learn about what are the functions of the roots. So the first function is, so these roots will hold the tree firmly in the soil. So hold the plant, hold the tree or hold the plant firmly in the soil. So that means these roots will give support for the plant without fall down. So the first function of the root is the roots will hold the plant firmly in the soil. And second one is the roots will absorb the water. So the roots will absorb the water and supply this water to all parts of the plant. That means supplies the water to the leaves, fruits and flowers through stem. So this is the second function of the root. So the second function is the roots will absorb the water from the soil and supplies the water through all parts of the plant through the stem. And the next one is, the third one is, some roots stores food. So some roots in some plants stores food, and examples for this type of roots are like carrot and radish. So carrot and radish are the roots which stores food. So that's why the carrot and radish have, the roots of the carrot and radish are very thick because they store food, and the carrot and radish are the root parts of the plant we are eating. So the carrot and radish etc. are the root parts of the plant, and we are using them as vegetables, and we are eating them as vegetables, and they are not the fruit part, and those are the root parts of the plant, and they are looking very thick because they store food. So some roots store food like carrot and radish. So carrot and radish are the roots, so which stores food in them. That's why they are looking very thick, and they can be used as food, and they can be cooked, and we can use them as a food. So children, so these three are the functions of the roots. So let us see once again. The first function is the roots holds the plant firmly in the soil. And the second one is the roots absorbs the water from the soil and supplies to all parts of the plant through the stem. And third one is stem roots. That means some roots store food in them. Examples for type of roots are carrot and radish. So carrot and radish are the roots with food stored in them. So these are the functions of the root. The second important part of the plant is the stem.